Hi, I'm Tiger Brooke with Portly Pig Studios, and this is Jimmy. He is a baby-sized stop-motion doll. Normally stop-motion dolls are about 10 inches or so, so that they're easier to animate. Jimmy, however, is a special little guy because he's baby-sized, so that you can hug him and snuggle him, and he kind of fits more into the uncanny valley because of that. Which is the purpose on a larger piece that's coming up hopefully in the spring. Keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be called Of Gods and Golems, and Jimmy is our prototype golem. Of Gods and Golems, in the actual project, I hope to make not a baby-sized stop-motion doll, but a human-sized stop-motion doll. There's a lot that goes into trying to figure out how to make something that will act as a stop-motion doll and be malleable enough to be posed, but at the same time be stiff enough to hold the pose. Hence the reason they're usually much smaller. Weight's not as much an issue. When they're this size, weight's a big issue. Anyway, Jimmy fits into the uncanny valley, which is purposeful. He looks awfully beautiful on screen. He's super sweet. His spiffy clothes here, you can see. We took Jimmy, Greg and I, took Jimmy to a department store to find him some nice clothes because we want him to be dressed all nice for his debut. And he made quite a stir among the mothers there who were also looking for baby clothes. What happened, he was standing there and we were putting clothes on him, and a lady says, "Who is this little guy?" And then she looks at him and she's like, "Oh, he's a little guy." We're like, "Oh, this is a stop-motion doll." She's like, "Oh, that's interesting." Another lady, Greg, was holding Jimmy in kind of an awkward position. Not a position you'd actually hold a real baby in. And the lady's like, "Why are you holding that baby like that?" And then she looks at Jimmy and she's like, "Oh, that's not a baby." So it works. And I'm extremely pleased with that. Jimmy is the star of 60 frames per second. It's a video game that Greg and I just submitted to a contest. We'll see what happens. I did all the artwork for it. I did a little bit of animation. Greg, of course, is the resident animator, and he animated Jimmy himself. He did all that work. I just make them. So anyway, that is the update on what's going on with Gods and Golems and Portly Pig Studios. Thanks for watching, and say goodbye, Jimmy.